Host now. Thank you. Thanks a lot for the patience, everybody. So, hope you can see my screen.
Yes, please go
Yeah,
on.
thank you. So, how did we evolve? All the way, we all started like a QA engineer, then became a senior QA, SDET, lead SDET, and somewhere along the way, we became like some of us became QA managers, and we did nothing other than looking at our phones all day and trading behind the scenes, making sure that our bosses doesn't know about it. So that's really how we evolved. But during the evolution, the initial days, we were always about bugs and more bugs. We were looking at different opportunities to find bugs, right? And then once we moved into senior role, the test ideas funneled in terms of the quality assurance process. How do we kind of crack the code to make sure that we get more bugs, as well as we break the code so that it doesn't break for anybody else, which is basically where we are focused at, right? And then we became SDETs, and then it was all about tools. Everything about SDET was tools. And then we got married to terminologies, right? Shift, up, down, center, this testing, that testing, continuous, non-continuous, and all that. Of course, it's all necessary. I'm not saying no, but then are we kind of losing the forest for the fire? Right? How did we lose track? Of course, automating the mundane is the key. We need automation everywhere. We really have to actually make sure that we are productive enough, and automation definitely helps there. But then where did we lose track? In selecting the test cases, in selecting the right test cases, and selecting the right tool for your automation. We also lost the use case based thought process. What does the user do with our system? That's something that we stopped really thinking about, right? And I really get angry about it, seriously. But does the customer really care about what you do? Functional tests, non-functional tests, performance tests, security tests, and all that? No, not really. The customer or the user really thinks about, hey, is the system good enough for them to actually use it? Are we really solving the problem that's supposed to solve? Is it not buggy enough for them to kind of use the system, right? No way the customer thinks that your automation is actually helping them to do something in the system, right? Behind the scenes, you're using automation or leveraging automation, right? But the customer really thinks about only one thing, which is quality. So repeat after me. Quality is what the customer wants. Once again, quality is what the customer wants. It's not how you do it and what you do it. And to achieve quality, you need to make sure that your software is functional. There are no issues when it comes to the functionality of the software. How you do it doesn't matter, but then focus your test cases, your thought process, your use cases, everything towards functional automation, so that it is solid enough and it solves the problem that is supposed to solve. Performance, scalability, and other things are actually or tools to kind of achieve it. But again, at the end of the day, is the function that really matters. Of course, everybody knows this test pyramid, but the quintessential functional testing is at the top of the test pyramid, which is your end-to-end test, which of course you use your UI testing tools to do it, or you do it the normal way, right? So what do you need to focus on to get your end-to-end testing, AKA your functional testing, right? So you will have to really put on the customer's hat and make sure that what does the customer do on day one? What does the customer do when you onboard them? And what are the first few workflows that they actually take a look into or start using, right? And then the scenarios that ensures business continuity. At the end of the day, if your business doesn't work, if your payment processing engine doesn't work, your business is lost and your salary is lost at the end of the day, right? I mean, it impacts you in some way or the other, right? So again, it has to be functional, right? So should a functional test fail, your business fails. So keep that in mind and then kind of start approaching a functional test in that way, right? And then again, how do you get a better functional suit? Interview your product manager, ask them which scenario, if failed, will make them nervous. Listen to your customers, look at the customer issues, look at external reviews, your Google Play, App Store reviews, or any other review. There could be a lot of forums where customers are actually talking about your product, right? And then look at the analytics data. Your analytics could actually say a lot of things about how the product is being used, and talk to your industry peers, and always have this peer connect. ATA is a good forum for you to kind of actually look at how your peers actually go over when it comes to functional tests, or what is their approach to functional testing. So talk to your peers and make sure that what is that is valuable for them in terms of making sure that the customer-centric scenarios are not lost. And then make sure that try and understand what failures keeps them awake. So keep these things in mind and make sure that your functional test suite are actually robust enough for you to test, be it a normal day-to-day testing as well as your automation testing. A functional test suite should be a very crisp set of test suite that should actually make sure that none of the customer functionalities are lost. Once again, UI tests are basically the functional tests that you would do. Limit the number of tests, keep it crisp, keep it less so that it is much easier to run. And then analyze and add tests. Do not add UI tests mindlessly. I mean, too many UI tests means flakiness or too much of work for you. Don't do that. Be very scientific, be very thoughtful when it comes to actually writing your UI test, and use the test. I mean, just don't write it and keep it away. Use the test, automate and keep them running, and then deliver the product with confidence with the right amount of tests that you have, right amount of coverage that you have when it comes to functional testing. So that's all I had to say. Thanks a lot. I actually have moved out from IBM. I work for this company called Join Assembly. My office is in WeWork Residency Road if you want to catch up on something. And that's my Twitter handle and my LinkedIn handle. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Sundar. It was nice and short. So it's